Hi everyone, I'm Cavar. I'm the author of Bugbutter from Gap Riot Press in 2022. And today I am going to make a little movie of me reading some poems from the chapbook. So I hope you enjoy. And just a content note, this reading and the chapbook include discussion of things like self-harm and suicide and disordered eating. So handle with care. All right. So I'm going to start off with my stomach, which is the first poem in the chapbook. My stomach begs my pardon, has big eyes, a little red mouth. My pardon splits into the tender eye at the navel of my stomach. Asks my pardon, what is it that which constitutes concave? Right, and next I'm going to read The Weeds in My Mouth All Taste Like Olives, or maybe that's just me. And it's written after the album I Need to Start a Garden by Haley Hendrix. When I was slightly smaller than now, olives on my every fat fingertip and TV tray mere feet from Nickelodeon leaking like commercial crumbs from between 5:59 and 6:00. A hanging millipede, silver as a blade, twitching as a secret bird, emptied my mouth 10,000 hot, hungry needs, a close fist, bug fluids. Right, and let's see, I'm going to move down a little bit now. And my next poem that I'm going to read is Upon My Mother Sanitize My Fruit. And this was a runner-up in a contest for the Hunger Journal. Upon my mother sanitize my fruit. Soon is ghost-shaped. She watches my mother knife crisis tomatoes each by each to boiling pot. Here is a fruit growing backwards, born with a mouthful of basil teeth. Here is a life made of hangnails, moles ungroomed in patches. Here is a body learning to feel the cold, the foot of the hole of the hill I will never visit. The me my mother intimates, slick like olive, cream like wheat, my mouth a well-trod wound. And my body a shadow instructing my feet, the weight of yet, the weight of already, the squawk of a clot of a fruit-filling red, unafraid of living. Okay, and that last was a line borrowed from Mitski, from Liquid Smooth, which is on her first, I think it's considered an EP, or perhaps it's an album, but it's titled Lush, and it's one of my favorite records, probably ever. Next, I will be reading a prose poem called Director's Cut. Director's Cut. The difference between fasting and starving is context. Context refers to the texture of that which is woven together, years in the making. As a child, I dreamed of weaving challah braid by braid to diamond-crusted, egg-beaten beauty. This from the first moment at my grandmother's house, when I learned how bread could big me unexpected ways. I put on makeup in her bathroom and set out to eat, my context humming, warm, smelling of cheese and chips. We watched survivors saw irony to pieces. The longer they survived, the whittler they got. Men's stomachs sank beneath their hip bones. Women hunched above their coconuts, prey to break next fast fish flesh. In this context, survive means the getting some guts with a spear and hypotremena. All right. I'm fairly sure I didn't pronounce that last word correctly, but it sounded correct within sort of the cadence that I was reciting, I think. But yes, we'll just bear with me on my poor pronunciation and on my sort of, I guess, artistic license that I'm taking with all of this. All right. Next, I will be reading Mealtime Scene, which was first published in Hooligan magazine. Mealtime Scene. Eating against a dinner of the closed door. According, all are simultaneously eating and uneating. The kitchen has a numerous violence, yet only one a razor blade. Of course, it belongs to a father. Of course, is my name. Schrödingerian energy convenes me of calorie. Why, when what belongs of my father makes a nasty, brutish brief of ruined dishwash? I am wristing blood, not even mind. Attempt a weight in dirty river. Perhaps, she said to me, I was born broke. All right, and I'll read two more. I'm going to read one that was also in Hooligan magazine. It's titled Affective Turn, and it's After Dizziness by Jenny Xie, who's one of my favorite poets and essayists and creators in general. Affective Turn. Doubt pleases in, made of oil and smelling of seed bone, a bulbous head space pulled grovelatorily to some tyrant interior, some insult of an inchoate fattening, plum-ripe breast of a bulb, forming the mouth its access point, a strict gaping sachet dissemblanced, stripped of heretofore, cut to the tune of the dinosaur drone, of the cry of the whole of the fluid into being they which the comet be quickened. I always feel a sense of accomplishment when I get through that one without stumbling because of all of like the word textures, and I love it, and I mean that's why I wrote it. But it's certainly challenging to fit my mouth around, which is part of the fun as well. Right, and so next I'm going to read the concluding poem of Bugbutter, called "Biomedical Transition Comes to Moomin Valley." AU in which Moomin Mama and Moomin Papa have me for tea. In little Mai runs the room like wind, and toasts of pumpernickel heel go straight to our toes in our AU, in which both semicircular cuts make a little moon, a full white belly, and in which my body is kind, at least well intentioned, remarkable, anyway, in gentle stature. And AU in which I wash myself the first time, AU in which I tide ashore of safe things, in which I am collected and unhazardous, also in which intent comes dressed in fragrant oil, and they comes in plural for each kindly hippopotamus. AU in which I am finished my toast and thus find fortune in Snufkin's transmasculine palms. And our collective ancestor does their hairy grin, and the wound is fewer, perhaps less loud. Okay, I think that's everything. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you appreciated my little My Melody plushie that's in the back that way, in my bookshelf, and just all the little fun stuff that I have sprinkled about my room. All right, that's everything. Have a great day, guys.